Hello, welcome to the MV Alucia. I'm Dwight Coleman, and my alarm is going off. And this is?
Hi, I'm Melissa Patrician from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution.
So I'm with the University of Rhode Island Inner Space Center at the Graduate School of Oceanography, and we're here on the MV Alucia to test many things, but one of them is telepresence technologies. So we're broadcasting to you live now through a satellite link on the MV Alucia. And through that satellite link, we can broadcast our audio and video and make a telepresence connection to shore. And what we do over that telepresence link is obviously stream video data, but we can also use it for operational details during the mission. So we can have scientists participate from shore, we can have students participate from shore, we can have other engineers that are helping us troubleshoot problems potentially participate from shore. So telepresence is a very important and growing need for oceanographic vessels now, and so we're doing a lot of tests right now. Our primary reason to have telepresence on this mission is to support educational outreach, to do these live broadcasts that we're doing. We're going to do a live broadcast to the Exploratorium in San Francisco later today, so that's going to be another important test for us to do with the telepresence system, and we're basically just using it to webcast everything that we're doing and feature what the Alucia is capable of live to a very broad audience that can follow us online. So you want to tell us a little bit more about the ship and the mission?
Sure. So again, MV Alucia is a privately owned research vessel. We operate all over the world. We've been to basically almost every ocean except for the Antarctic, but don't you worry, we're on our way now. The end of this year, we'll be down in Antarctica. So we'll have hit them all. Pretty exciting. We've traveled this so far. We've done a lot of work up in the States in the beginning of the year. And then we are coming to you live from Panama right now, from the Pacific side of Panama. And then after here, we'll head over to Galapagos and then down the west coast of South America. So we'll be heading down to Chile and then down around Cape Horn and back up to down to Antarctica and then back up the eastern side of the U.S. or South America, and then later in the beginning of next year, 2017. So Alucia is really boasts themselves on being a great scientific vessel that does really important scientific research and ocean exploration, and that's paired with great media. So it's really important to us that we document all the science that goes on out here, and so that we're not only doing amazing science, but that someone's capturing that and showing it to you. So that's why this telepresence link is so exciting for us here, to be able to show you what we're doing. And also we have a lot of great media partners such as British Broadcasting Company, the Japanese film company NHK, just to name a couple, that have done great live documentaries with us, and we have several coming up 2016, 2017. So you'll be seeing a lot more of us.
Cool. So one of the vehicle systems that are on board the ship right now is the NHT, the Nereid Hybrid Tether, and that's it coming out of the water in this sequence that you're watching. And so we did several dives with the NHT vehicle, and this is really a vehicle that's being tested and going through its sea trials to try out this new hybrid tether technology so that we can basically operate this ROV off of a traditional oceanographic wire that almost every research ship has. So it makes it very versatile and able to be deployed on different platforms, smaller platforms. But what else is unique about the vehicle is that it's a hybrid vehicle in that it can operate in a autonomous mode. So we can use it in a tethered mode or use it as an autonomous vehicle where it can be basically pre-programmed. It's powered by batteries. We can send it down to do a mission on the seafloor and come back and be retrieved. And so that's an AUV mode, autonomous underwater vehicle mode. And so NHT for this mission hasn't been used in that mode yet. It's been used only in the hybrid tether mode. And it also has a series of cameras on it. And this is something else that makes it unique in that it can collect this three-dimensional imagery, and we can actually wear 3D glasses because it has two stereoscopic pairs of cameras that when you put the glasses on, it pops right out at you in 3D, and it's really cool. We were looking at that the other day. And it also has a panoramic camera on it, so basically 3 different cameras that can be digitally stitched together to make a really wide-angle view of the seafloor. So that's really unprecedented. There aren't too many other vehicles that can do that. And here we are in the mission control space on the ship during one of the NHT dives when we were all looking with our 3D glasses on at the imagery that we collected. So the NHT vehicle is one of the things we're testing out here, and it's a really cool technology, and I think it'll be on this ship for the future, and hopefully we'll keep experimenting with it and get it hardened so that it can start supporting some science missions. So do you want to talk about the subs and some of the stuff that we did yesterday?
Oh, absolutely. One thing I did want to mention is that while we've done quite a few NHT tethered dives, we're hoping tomorrow to have our first untethered dive in the AUV mode. So make sure you check back with us tomorrow for an update on how that's going as well. But yes, the third objective of this mission, guys, not enough coffee this morning, sorry. Is the optical modem testing. And so the optical modem is a way to use basically light technology to talk from the submersible up to the surface, basically just through a Wi-Fi connection and onto a computer. So it's really, really interesting. This is a picture right now you're looking at of what we're calling basically the chandelier, which is the optical modem itself. This goes down to a certain depth, and then the submersibles have to position themselves within 50 meters or so of this, and then they basically get a Wi-Fi connection straight into the subs from this device, and then the subs are able to do anything you do with Wi-Fi connection. So yesterday we had a really cool experience where one of our scientists in the sub actually live Facebooked a picture of himself. We also had a FaceTime call between the sub and me at the surface, actually. So we were talking on our subs. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, totally.
That is really silly, guys.
There I am in mission control.
Where's the... No, never mind.
We have a statement from NQ.
I was going to say where's the pole, but I probably shouldn't. Melissa, what do you have the headphones on for? Norm, can you narrate what's happening? So we are FaceTiming with Melissa on the surface on Alucia right now from the Nadir sub at 560 meters deep. So again, another, fairly robust.
Wow, this is just crazy. It was so wild. First time that has ever been done. First time anyone in a submersible has been able to check their email while on the bottom of the ocean, post to their Facebook, call home, any of those things. And it's just, it was just such an amazing first for us to be the first ship to do this, the first ship to test that technology, just a number of firsts for both Alucia and Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. And we're just so proud to be a part of that. And there you see Norm posting his selfie to Facebook. Just crazy. And then behind that, you actually see our other submersible, Deep Rover. So they're sitting in one sub, the other sub is behind them, supporting them, and Norm is there posting to Facebook. Just so cool.
Yeah, so that was a first. Another first was we were able to take the live feed coming up from the sub and actually broadcast it out over the telepresence link and send it to shore. So we actually had, for a long stretch yesterday afternoon, a live feed from the submarine going all the way to shore, and people were watching on the web, and I don't think that's ever been done before. So that
Were you watching?
That was pretty cool, yeah.
Did you miss it? You got to stay tuned.
So we're doing a lot of firsts on this trip, which is awesome. And that's one thing that's just so great about this ship that we're on, and the technology on this ship is it's very experimental, and everything we're doing is new, and it's really futuristic, and it's paving the way for the future ways to explore the ocean. It's awesome, and Norm was so excited. He had such a great day yesterday because this technology has been 10 years in the making. And there's a lot of people interested in this technology because you can imagine what it could mean for underwater communications, whether it's communicating with instrument platforms that are down on the seafloor or submarines for the military or you name it. This technology is going to go a long way in the future for underwater communications, and the ability to stream video over that link, the ability to, we were testing it with FaceTime and selfies and texting, but it can be an internet connection under the ocean that can be used for all sorts of different things, an untethered internet connection to the ocean through this optical modem technology. Just really incredible. So let's see. Why don't we give a little recap of what we're doing right now? So actually, our video producer Alex just was out filming this morning, and he filmed the submarines that were just launched, and they are actually underwater right now. So we can watch a little bit of that launch sequence of how they put these subs in the water, and they are actually under the boat right now. And we're doing some troubleshooting with that optical modem technology, so we can try to get this live feedback. But right now they're just undergoing their checks and during their dive, right?
Yeah, that's right. And Dwight, one thing you keep mentioning with telepresence is how great this is for educational outreach and such. But another point I want to bring out to our audience is how great this is as a science tool as well. So having this optical modem link as well as this live video telepresence will allow people who might not otherwise be able to travel out to the ship, might be able to go out on a month-long cruise or something. You can tune in for a day or two and basically be there virtually with these submersibles as they're diving. We can have, deep sea biologists, for example, with us virtually, exploring the ocean with us, giving us feedback on what we're seeing, adding to their research and adding to our experience. And all of that is possible via this telepresence, which is just completely new and unprecedented.
Right, and we do that with ROV technology quite often with ships like the Okeanos Explorer and the Nautilus, and there's a whole contingency of scientists who are based on shore who are contributing to the science mission, and this is, I think, especially important for the submersible because only 2 or 3 people can go down in those subs, so it's hard to bring with you on those dives experts in marine biology, experts in marine geology, marine archaeology, whatever. Microbiology, etc., midwater column, animal life, etc. So having the telepresence capability from the submarine means that we can just broadcast it out and basically socialize what we're doing to the scientists and get them on board to help us identify and make decisions about the observations that we're making. And we could even perhaps have a scientist guide the submarine of what sample to pick up in the future. So yeah, this is, like Melissa said, very important for education and outreach, but also very important for science. And these subs are so cool. So we had a couple of great dives. People come out of these subs all happy and engaged and fired up, and it's just a fantastic experience for everybody who has the ability to dive down with these submersibles.
Hey, Alex, you got to go down in the sub yesterday, didn't you?
Sure did, Melissa.
You want to tell us a little bit about your experience down there?
Sure.
Dwight says it's cool.
I could even show some footage of it too.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I mean that whole experience going in the sub and as you're watching here, getting launched in the sub, that was just unreal. Here, let's look at some of this footage over here.
Alex is multitasking.
I don't know. This might be another first where a technical person is also hosting as well.
Yes.
So
We're
I mean,
all about the firsts here on Alucia.
yeah, being in the sub, it was the whole world absolutely changed, and all of a sudden you're in this orb, and it just becomes this amazing experience. That, I mean, as you can see here, it was also interesting to and kind of an honor to be there to film it as well, because as a storyteller, you have to be there for the story to exist, and you have to have that camera there and recording this and be part of this group. And having the privilege to go in this sub with Alan here as the pilot and Norm to test out this equipment was just so special, and it's something I'll never ever forget, just being part of that.
Great. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. So this is not live, obviously. This is recorded, but eventually we'll be taking the audience with us on this dive the whole way
That's
through
right.
through some of this technology. So we'll look forward to that future. So, what, Melissa? What's going to happen next? This is sort of evolving, and this is typical for oceanographic research cruises. We have a plan, and we start with a plan of the day. But very quickly, depending on the circumstances and all sorts of different factors that have to weigh in, plans change. So
Always changing. We're always evolving here.
that's right. So I think we'll probably be troubleshooting the optical modem connection for a little bit longer, and then what we hope to do is dive the NHT later today in its autonomous mode.
That's
And
correct.
so if the audience follows along, they'll be able to see that.
Yeah.
And why don't we kind of wrap this up and tell people where what the next shows are?
Absolutely. So, like Dwight said, we'll be spending some time this afternoon probably with our NHT vehicle again. So you want to stay tuned for that. We have our regularly scheduled live events at 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Your time back there on the East Coast of the U.S. And then we also have a separate live event that you'll be able to see at least from a one-way side with the Exploratorium
Right.
from California. And that'll be at 3 p.m. your time. So you'll want to tune into that and see what the Exploratorium folks have to say to us and check out that interaction as well. Don't forget to keep following us on Twitter at Melrose0717 and hashtag Alucia Live. And we'll be coming back to you guys soon. Hope to talk to you guys soon. See you there later.
Great.
Happy
Bye.
Saturday.